Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will go over the synapse model. What is a synapse? Let me show you on this model a synapse. A synapse is a junction or a connection between two neurons. So this entire thing is a synapse. Here, this is the soma, that's the axon terminal of another neuron. Also here we can see a synapse, that's a synapse. Or it's a junction between a neuron and a gland or a muscle cell. So that's the axon terminal of a neuron, and this is a skeletal muscle cell. Both types of synapse, they allow the communication to occur. Now, let's talk about the main part of the synapse. First of all, we have the pre-synapse. Pre means before. So this is the pre-synapse. Also, we have the post-synapse. Post means after. So this is the post-synapse. Now, there are two important membranes. This is the presynaptic membrane right here in brown. Pre means before. Synapse is the junction or the meeting point membrane. And this right here is the postsynaptic membrane. Post means after. Synapse is the meeting point membrane. Now remember, these two membranes are not fused to each other. There is a space between them. This space is called the synaptic gap or the synaptic cleft. Now let's talk about the structures right here. First of all, we have a mitochondrion here. Mitochondria provides ATP and maintains calcium homeostasis at the synapse. Calcium is very important for the fusion of these synaptic vesicles. So all these are the synaptic vesicles that are carrying neurotransmitters, as we can see here, such as acetylcholine, for example. This, the green and the pink right here, these are neurofilaments and neurotubules. They support the structure of the neuron and they act like a highway to help transport these vesicles from the soma of the neuron toward the axon terminals. This space right here is the neuroplasma, and this structure in blue is the endoplasmic reticulum. Since it is in the axon, it is called the axoplasmic reticulum. Now the question is how the signal is transmitted across the synapse. So first of all, the electrical signal travels from the soma to the axon, down to the axon terminal, until it reaches the axon bulb at the end of the axon terminal right here. When it arrives to this part, it depolarizes the presynaptic membrane. This will trigger these synaptic vesicles to fuse to the membrane right here. We can see the fusion and the release of the neurotransmitters into the synaptic cleft or the synaptic gap right here. The neurotransmitters will diffuse and then they will bind to the receptors right here on the postsynaptic membrane. So the electrical signal will be transmitted to the end of the axon and then to a chemical signal that will either inhibit or stimulate the target cell or the target neuron.